Hey, Brooke Homer, welcome in. Happy Monday, Brooke. How are you? How was your weekend? How was your Monday? Hope all is good. Hey, Georgia Peach, welcome in. Welcome in, welcome in. Oh, worked all weekend but had a good Monday. Did you have Monday off? We'll begin in a couple of minutes. We're just waiting for the room. 20 people or 10 minutes after the hour. Hey, Stephen Tate, welcome in. Books and Babe, welcome in. Thank you so much for the follow. I really appreciate that. We'll begin in a couple of minutes. We're just waiting for the room to get filled or um, 10 minutes after the hour. Hey, Victoria, welcome in. Happy Monday. We'll begin in a couple of minutes. We will begin in a couple of minutes. Oh, you're off? Okay, good. Good. It was a quiet Monday. My coworker, she's not feeling well, so she wasn't in the next room. So there wasn't a lot going on today. And it's usually quiet on Mondays with the kids. Everybody's trying to get back into the swing of things. We'll begin in a couple of minutes. We're just waiting for 10 minutes after the hour. And we will begin. Those of you who are on YouTube, we read children's literature. 4 books a night. We are in our fall festival. We'll begin in a couple of minutes. We have our little spider in the background. We will begin in a couple of minutes. How is everybody doing tonight, Bucks and Babe? How was your day today? Thank you so much for the pumpkins. I really appreciate it. Yeah, she's just hanging out in her little spider web. Hey Lola, welcome in. How's everything going, Lola? Good to see you. Welcome back. Oh, you're running errands with your mom? Oh, nice. That's good. Good, good, good. Yeah, today it started out cooler today. It was below 60s this morning. Interesting because the air conditioner in my car didn't go off. And then in the classroom, it was 60s, like 59 or 60 degrees, so it wasn't that hot. And had her homecoming Friday night. Oh, how was it? How fun, homecoming. Is this her first one, or has she been to ones before? Oh, I bet. I bet. What grade is she in? It's been chilly here in North Carolina in the morning and nights. Oh, nice, Victoria. So lucky. Oh, her second one. It's very nice. Victoria, are you getting the leaf? Are the leaves turning over? In North Carolina. Very nice. I love that. North and South. The Carolinas. Oh, she's a junior this year. Oh, okay. Wow, one more year. It's tangible. One more year left of school. We'll begin in a couple of minutes. We're just waiting for 10 minutes after the hour. We'll begin in a moment. Not quite yet. I'm sorry for the fall. I know, Victoria, right? Yes. But somebody else said no. Yeah, we'll begin in a moment. Our goal tonight is 40K. Yeah, that spider is going to be really cute. I did go to the store. Let me get the stuff that I bought. You know, I went to Michael's today to go look for some of these pom-poms, the big ones. And I completely forgot why I was there. I ended up going and I got these. I saw these Halloween colored chenille stems. They have the black sparkly ones and then they have like the black regular ones. And so I got these. These are $2.99. And then I went and got some more beads. I wanted to get some actual orange and black ones so that we could use them for the spider. And then I found this cherry colored glitter, which I saw it and I was like, oh, I gotta have that. Look at that cherry color. Because we have the dusty red, but we don't have this kind of red. Especially with Christmas coming, we're gonna have lots of red. Look at how pretty that is. And I didn't get those pom-poms. Went all the way to Michael's specifically for that. I didn't go for this stuff. Did I remember? No. Okay, let's go ahead and begin. Today's goal is going to be 40K. We fell kind of short yesterday. So we're going to make sure that we're on top of our tapping today. Right, Victoria? I hate that. So tomorrow I have to go back again so I can see if I can find some. I really want to find some different colored pom-poms so we have different spiders. Mix it up. Mix it up. Mix it up. All right. We are going to continue reading from our anthology set this morning. Our anthology set, Frog and Mr. Toad. All right, so I read you guys the first story yesterday. So today we're going to read the second story. Actually, we're going to read the next story over the button. This one's called The Lost Button. The Lost Button. Toad and Frog went for a long walk. They walked across a large meadow. They walked in the woods. They walked along the river. At last, they went back home to Toad's house. "Oh, drat," said Toad. "Not only do my feet hurt, but I have lost one of the buttons on my jacket." So Frog and Toad go for a walk in the woods, just enjoying the day and the daisies. And on their way back, Toad notices that he lost a button from his jacket. He lost a button from his jacket. "Don't worry," said Frog. "We will go back to all the places where we walked. We will soon find your button." They walked back to the large meadow, and they began to look for the button in the tall grass. Here is your button, cried Frog. That is not my button, said Toad. That button is black. My button was white. Toad put the black button in his pocket. So there's Toad. Yeah, they're going to have to retrace their steps. And there's Frog. Frog finds a black button. Turns out it's not the one that he thought it was. A sparrow flew down. Excuse me, said the sparrow. Did you lose a button? I found one. That is not my button, said Toad. That button has 2 holes. My button had 4 holes. Toad put the button with 2 holes in his pocket. It's funny how they're all finding buttons all of a sudden. So random. There's the sparrow, and there's the button. Not the one that he lost, but he took it anyways. Hey, Mandy May, welcome in. I wholeheartedly look forward to this every day. I love it. Thank you so much. They went back to the woods and looked on the dark path. Here is your button, said Frog. This is not my button, cried Toad. That button is small. My button was big. Toad put the small button in his pocket. Hey, Mitchizzy, welcome in. I know, I don't think I've ever found buttons out in the woods. It was weird today because it's so funny. I was walking today and I was noticing there was pennies all over the floor. They weren't clustered together, they were in different spots. But they were finding buttons and I was finding pennies today. A raccoon came out from behind a tree. I heard that you were looking for a button, he said. Here is one that I just found. That is not my button, wailed Toad. That button is square. My button was round. Toad put the square button in his pocket. So now you have a raccoon, right? All of a sudden, everybody's turning up buttons. Thank you so much, Machizzy, for that. Frog and Toad went back to the river. They looked for the button in the mud. Here is your button, said Frog. That is not my button, shouted Toad. That button is thin. My button was thick. I think at this point, Toad's playing everybody. He's probably finding all of his buttons, but he's just doing the opposite of what they found. Toad put the thin button in his pocket. He was very angry. He jumped up and down and screamed, "The whole world is covered with buttons, and not one of them is mine." That's him getting frustrated. I know, at this point, just forget the button if you're getting that upset about it. Yay, Macheezy, thank you so much for that. I appreciate that, Pumpkin. Toad ran home and slammed the door. There, on the floor, he saw his white, 4-holed, big, round, thick button. "Oh," said Toad. "It was here all the time. What a lot of trouble I have made for Frog." He's like, oh, it was at his house the whole time. Yeah, he doesn't overreact, right? Toad took all of the buttons out of his pocket. He took his sewing box down from the shelf. Toad sewed the buttons all over his jacket. The next day, Toad gave his jacket to Frog. Frog thought it was beautiful. He put it on and jumped for joy. None of the buttons fell off, and Toad had sewed them on very well. So he ended up taking out all of the buttons that he found, sewed them on the jacket. Yeah, isn't he? Toad and Frog sure get their exercise today, yeah. Toad is. Both of them are a pair. He ended up giving him the jacket. He sewed all the buttons on it, and Frog was all happy. Savannah, I love it. The and I'm glad it brings you guys joy. Yeah, very stylish. I'm pretty sure that jacket looked pretty good with all those buttons on it. The and Frog and Toad storybook favorites. Good way to start the Monday Night Live. A good way to start. We love our anthologies. All right, in the comment section, let's rate it from 1 to 10. What do you think of a Frog and Toad storybook favorites? I give that one a 10. It's very simple, very classic, very straightforward. We love a good Frog and Toad story. All right, let's go ahead and set the timer for 1 minute. Hey Siri, set the timer for 1 minute. Books and Babe 10, Machizi 10, Brooke Comer 8 out of 10, Georgia Peach 10. I remember that one. Yeah, that one was a good one. It was a funny one. Our goal tonight is 40K. We, for those of you who were not here yesterday, we have changed our tree from fall to Halloween. Let me turn off the light so you guys can see the orange glow. Look at how pretty our Halloween tree looks. We've got a nice U2 fire in the background. This one has rain in the background with some pretty leaves here. And a nice purple glow in the back. We love color. All right. So for those of you who weren't with us yesterday, on Wednesday for Project Wednesday, the crackling fire, isn't it fun? We are going to be making a Halloween spider. You guys are going to get a choice of glitter in the back. You're going to get a choice of beads and chenille. For those of you who have not been with us, the pipe cleaners, their official name is chenille. So you're going to get your choice of Halloween colored legs. We went to Michael's today and got some Halloween colored legs. And then if you want orange, if you want all black. So I want you to start thinking about what color you want your glittered spider. And then she's going to get a little spider web. And then she's going to hang right here on the tree. On our Halloween tree, because it is the month of October and it is Halloween. Oops. We have all our Halloween ornaments, all our Halloween favorites, fall favorites. We have our scarecrow. We have our owl, our squirrels, our Dia de los Muertos decorations. We just popped out a new candle. This one is called Freshly Brewed Coffee. Yum. It's a nice toasty smell. We got our little pumpkin. And then we got a new glitter color. Look at this, is called Cherry. We're gonna be using this for Christmas. With Christmas coming up, I noticed over at Michael's they had one of these, but all Christmas colors. It was red, green, silver, gold, and black. Mm-hmm. Yeah, Books and Babe, we love a red. Red is my favorite color. That's gonna be so pretty. What Christmas ornament? A candy cane? Imagine making a candy cane with this. It's gonna be really pretty. A glitter encrusted candy cane. Doesn't that sound really cool? A glitter encrusted with chunky glitter. That's going to be really pretty. That's going to be really pretty. Really pretty. Okay, we're at 5K. Let's look in the stacks and see what we can find. Oh, you guys are going to really like this one. This one's all... Aw, thank you so much. I love that. We should make a cute little snowman. Yeah. Yes, Books and Babe, we're going to be able to... we're going to have to be very creative. Maybe we'll get marshmallows. Maybe marshmallows or cotton. And we'll make a snowman. Since it is Halloween, yay! Thank you for that stuffed little bear. Who was sending that to me? I really appreciate it. I've had it podcast. Oh, that's somebody else. Machizzy. Thank you so much, Machizzy, for that. I really appreciate that. Thank you so much for your gifts. I appreciate that. The woolly hat. Hey, Tanya, welcome in. Room on the Broom. This is one of our archival pieces from last year. We got this during Halloween. They had a buy one, get one 50% off. That's how we got this one. We read this one yesterday, The Baddies. It's from the same author and illustrator. Room on the Broom. Look at the cat and the witch. She has her little cauldron there. We love a good moon. Oh, I was going to say, that's a really nice end page. The end page that we get here, really nice. Fall leaves. A wand, a broom. Yeah, a great front page, you're right. A bow. A hat. Room on the Broom. The witch had a cat and a hat that was black, and a long ginger hair in a braid down her back. How the cat purred and how the witch grinned as they sat on their broomstick and flew through the wind. So here's the witch and the cat. They make a great pair. She's got this long ginger braid. She's got a little cauldron set. She has her little dress. Yeah, a great broom. We have to make a broom too. But how the witch wailed and how the cat spat when the wind blew so wildly and blew off the hat. Okay, so the wind blew her hat off. Got these crows here. Blew the hat off. Down, cried the witch, and they flew to the ground. They searched for the hat, but no hat could be found. Then out of the bushes on thundering paws, there bounded a dog with the hat in his jaws. So she flew down with the cat. They were in the forest looking for the hat. They couldn't find it. But then out came this dog with the hat. He dropped it politely, then eagerly said, as the witch pulled the hat firmly down on her head, I am a dog as keen as can be. Is there room on the broom for a dog like me? Yes, cried the witch, and the dog clambered on. The witch tapped the broomstick, and whoosh, they were gone. Look at the dog. He's all proud that he found the hat for the witch. And then he asked for a ride. Is there room on the broom? So everybody got back on their place. The cat, the witch, and then the dog. And now the dog is holding the cauldron, because it was the witch that was originally holding it. So now they're off. Over the fields and the forest they flew. The dog wagged his tail and the stormy wind blew. The witch laughed out loud and held onto her hat. but away blew the bow from her braid just like that. It's a great picture. That's a great picture. So she ended up holding the cauldron again. There's the dog. And this time, the bow is the one that flew away. Thank you so much, Books and Babe, for that. I really appreciate that. Look at her holding on to her. And then look at the skies. Now we have an owl. And there's the bow. Down, cried the witch, and they flew to the ground. They searched for the bow, but no bow could be found. Then out from a tree, with an ear-splitting shriek, there flapped a green bird with a bow in her beak. She dropped it politely and bent her head low. Yeah, we love a good owl in a children's literature book. You're right. So there's the cat and the dog. They're all looking for the bow. But then here comes the bird, the parrot. And they're like, oh, you found it. Then said, as the witch tied her braid in a bow, I am a bird as green as can be. Is there room on the broom for a bird like me? Yes, cried the witch, so the bird fluttered on. The witch tapped the broomstick and whoosh, they were gone. They added one more to their set. Now they have the bird. Thank you guys so much for those gifts. I really appreciate it. Over the reeds and the rivers they flew. The bird shrieked with glee and the stormy wind blew. They shot through the sky to the back of beyond. The witch clutched her bow, but let go of her wand. Down, cried the witch, and they flew to the ground. They searched for the wand, but no wand could be found. Yeah, that broomstick's gonna get too heavy. Not gonna be able to fly. So then a storm picks up, and then she loses her wand. And you see all this, the fish. There's a geese there. And then there goes the wand. It falls to the ground. And look at who's looking at it. You see somebody there looking at it. Then all of a sudden, from out of a pond, leaped a dripping wet frog with a dripping wet wand. He dropped it politely, then said with a croak, as the witch dried the wand on a fold of her cloak, I am a frog as clean as can be. Is there room on the broom for a frog like me? Yes, said the witch, so the frog bounded on. The witch tapped the broomstick, and whoosh, they were gone. Over the moors and the mountains they flew. The frog jumped for joy, and so there's the frog, found the wand. Now you got the cat, the dog, the frog, and the bird. Look at them all. Definitely that broom's taking a dip now, because it's getting a little bit heavy on the back. The broom snapped in two. Down fell the cat and the dog and the frog. Down they went tumbling into a bog. The witch's half broomstick flew into a cloud, and the witch heard a roar that was scary and loud. Got too heavy for them. Got too heavy for them. That broom broke in half. There they all go. I think the bird's gonna be able to survive, but look at the frog. Thank you so much, Books and Babe, for those little pies. I appreciate that. I am a dragon as mean as can be, and which with French fries tastes delicious to me. No, cried the witch, flying higher and higher. The dragon flew after her, breathing out fire. Help, cried the witch, flying down to the ground. She looked all around, but no help could be found. The dragon drew near with a glint in his eyes and said, just this once I'll have a witch without fries. And there's the dragon that popped out of nowhere. This dragon loves witches and french fries. He's gonna attack her. Look at her all downtrodden. But just as he planned to begin on his feast, from out of a ditch rose a horrible beast. It was tall, dark, and sticky, and feathered and furred. It had 4 frightful heads. It had wings like a bird. And its terrible voice, when it started to speak, was a yowl and a growl and a croak and a shriek. It dripped and it squelched as it rode from the ditch. And it said to the dragon, "Buzz off, that's my witch." So there's the dragon. He's getting ready to eat the witch. And then look at the monster that's coming out of the bog. It's all her friends that she's collected. The dragon drew back and he started to shake. "I'm sorry," he sputtered. "I made a mistake. It's nice to have met you, but now I must fly." And he spread out his wings and was off through the sky. Then down flew the bird and down jumped the frog. Down climbed the cat and "Phew," said the dog. And "Thank you, oh thank you," the grateful witch cried. "Without you I'd be in the dragon's inside." Yes, a lot of good dragon books, you're right. So that her friends, the ones that she rescued, the ones that she saved, came through for her. They scared away the dragon. And then look at, aw, the bird, the cat, the frog, the dog. And there goes the dragon. These are good illustrations, though. I really love these illustrations. Then she filled up her cauldron and said with a grin, "Find something, everyone, throw something in." So the frog found a lily, the cat found a cone, the bird found a twig, and the dog found a bone. They threw them all in, and the witch stirred them well. And while she was stirring, she muttered a spell. Iggity, ziggity, zaggity, zoom. Then out rose. So now that the dragon's gone, she asked them to collect all these little things. She mixed a potion. Hey, Prince Airflip, welcome in. She mixed a potion. And out of the cauldron comes a truly magnificent broom with seats for the witch and the cat and the dog, a nest for the bird, and a pool for a frog. "Yes," cried the witch, and they all clambered on. The witch tapped the broomstick and whoosh, they were gone. Look at her ultra luxurious broom. They all have seats. It's got a light at the front. And the toad, he's going to be able to be moist the whole time. He's got a little shower in the back. And the bird's got a perch. We love a good moon in children's literature, and then we got an owl too. Have to have a moon in children's literature. You just have to, just like you have to have a cat. And then the cycle begins again. She loses her hat and her bow. The end. Room on the Broom. It's a good follow-up to Toad and Frog. This is a good Halloween book. Not scary, cute. We love a good rhyme. We love a good rhyme. This is a good way to follow up. A good follow-up. Okay, let's go ahead and rate what we have read so far. Frog and Toad storybook favorites. Books and Baby give it a 9. I give it a 10. I like it because it's very Halloween-y. And then A Room on the Broom. It's kind of shiny too. It's got a shiny cover to it. See if the moon does that. Yeah, the moon does too. Michizzy, 9? I say, yeah, number 2. I'm going to go with number 2 and a 10. All right, let's set the timer for 1 minute. Hey, Siri, set the timer for 1 minute. Let's tap away. You usually read really unique books, but do you have Charlie Brown, homie? Michizzy, we read this one on Halloween. It's The Great Pumpkin, Charlie Brown. We do. It's part of one of our archival pieces. We call it an archival piece because when we read it and we really like it, we purchase it for ourselves. Normally we go to the library and get the books. Okay, our next book. This is for Buxom Babe. Wonky Donkey's Big Surprise. Wonky Donkey's Big Surprise. We read The Stinky Wonky Donkey, and then we read the original The Wonky Donkey. All right, our minute is up. Wonky Donkey's Big Surprise. Dinky woke one weekend with wonder in her eyes. Today her daddy, Wonky, promised such a big surprise. Now, for those of you who are not familiar with Wonky Donkey's all messed up. He's got a fake leg. He's got he's got only one eye. He's got a kid. It says, Dinky woke one weekend with wonder in her eyes. Today her daddy, Wonky, promised such a big surprise. Wonky. Let's see what Wonky is going to give her. What could it be? She wondered as she jumped up with a bray. Aw! She was feeling so excited on this very special day. She asked her dad to tell her she couldn't stand the stress, but Wonky said he wouldn't, though she could try and guess. Lots of rhyming. Lots of rhyming today. So there she is. Thank you, Michizzy, for the pumpkins. I really appreciate that. Take a seat, said Wonky, here on the stable floor. Then he explained that her surprise was behind the big green door. Oh, I love this guessing game, with a smile, Dinky said. What could it be, this big surprise? Many thoughts ran through her head. We still don't know yet what the surprise is. That's a sweet picture, though. I love how they made these little points at the end here. These patterns in the illustration. She knew she'd been a good girl. Well, perhaps more or less. She deserved a special present. But first, she'd try and guess. Look at that face. How could you not? Yeah, we love a good wonky donkey. These illustrations remind me of when you would color. If you get a crayon and you color, and then you get the tip of the eraser and you erase upwards, you get these little jagged lines. That's what it reminds me of. Crayons. Is it warm? Asked Dinky. Very warm, said Wonky Donkey. Is it washable? It washes itself. So it's warm, and does it wash itself? She was thinking of a unicorn. Then she was thinking maybe it was a fish washing itself. Does it have whiskers? Yes, but we don't mention that. The surprise sounds weird. Yes, but all the good ones are. Is it witty? Haha, you'll laugh and laugh. So maybe look like a chipmunk or a mouse. Could it be a book and a pencil, a journal? Could it be a monkey? Is it a cat maybe? Let's see. Does it wiggle? Only when tickled. Is it wise? Very, very wise. Is it wrinkly? I've never noticed. So maybe a caterpillar, maybe an owl, or maybe an elephant. Elephant's butt. I love it. Is it wonderful? It's the most wonderful thing in the whole wide world. Wait, is it whiffy too? Sometimes it's even whiffier than your dad. Whiffier, I love that. Aw, aw. The back of the... Oh, he blew a fart. This one's got some very, the humor in it. Okay. The donkey blew a big fart. Blew that bird. Oh, a baby sibling, possibly. Dinky couldn't wait no longer. She leapt up from the door. She knew what her surprise was behind that big green door. She knew of only one thing that was wonderful, wrinkly, wiggly, witty, weird, whiskery, washable, warm, whiffy, and wise. Dinky pulled the door wide open to see Wonky's big surprise. This one actually kind of has me guessing and kind of wanting to see what is the big surprise. Look at that door. Isn't that a great door? And the warmth flowed through her as she met with familiar eyes. Mommy! Aw, it's her mom. Look at the mom. She's pretty stylish. She's got her little satchel there. It's Mommy! Her grandma, or grandpa. You guys were close. I've missed you, Mommy. Aw, that's a sweet picture. That's really cute. Aw, aw. The end. Wonky Donkey's big surprise. All right. You guys are getting really good titles today. Really good titles. We started with Frog and Toad's Storybook Favorite. A good way to start the live. Hey, Marcy, welcome in. Followed that with Room on the Broom. Hey, Caitlin Stevens. Caitlin Stevens, welcome in. Welcome back. Good to see you. 2. And then we just finished with Wonky Donkey's big surprise. Let's take a vote. 1, 2, or 3. I'm going to go with Room on the Broom, which was number 2. You do really good with the... Yeah, it kind of comes naturally for some reason. Brooke Comer, 2. Books and Babe, 3. Yeah, you're a big Wonky Donkey fan. Let me set the timer for 1 minute. We're falling way behind, guys, on those clicks, on the taps. Tap away. You guys are doing really good, though, with the donations. I really do appreciate that. Thank you, guys. The tapping sends our FYP, sends our live to the FYP. Well, we got 40 people in here, so we got a lot of people. All right, let's set the timer for 1 minute. Hey, Siri, set the timer for 1 minute. Hey, Maddie, thank you so much. I really appreciate that.
1 minute. Counting down.
Let's set the timer for 1 minute so we can get those taps up. All right, let's go ahead and do a Prince Lizzie Fish update. We stopped by PetSmart today too, and we got some fresh water. We got some fresh water for Prince Lizzie Fish because the water evaporates. So we had to get some more water. Let's give you guys an up close. Oh, you know what, Books and Babe? I was thinking about that I was at Petco, not Petco, but PetSmart, and I didn't see any there. I think I'm gonna have to go on Amazon and find one. Yeah, because he needs a brighter. This light just not cutting it. So Prince Lizzie Fish, he's in the back over there. The back right here is where the heater is at. He loves that heater. He's every time I see the little red light on, which means it's heating up, he's always hanging out by that. He got a new little plant. He got a new little fern. Our little snail friend. I don't think our snail survived. I just noticed that it tipped over and it's empty inside. Aw, what happened? I knew those snails were not doing anything. I put them on that little driftwood. Guys, give me 1 second. I'm gonna go get the yeah, he does deserve to be on the snail. I'm gonna go get the clippers so I can pull out the snail thing. I'm a little concerned. I'm a little concerned. Oh no, he's in there. Let's put him somewhere where we could see him actually moving. There we go. I have to steam those tongs now. So, hopefully the snail gets active again. Starts moving around. Let's see. Prince Lizzie Fish, come on. Come on out so everybody can see you. And your glorious fins. Yeah, but he got some really good water today. We used preconditioned beta water. He gets luxury. He gets the luxury items. You gotta treat your fish really good. He's really healthy too. He's pretty big. Look at that warm glow. Isn't that pretty? The candle and the fireplace. The ornaments. Isn't that so pretty? I wish I could keep it that dark, but I can't read if I do. All right. Heather Jenser, welcome in. Okay, let's look for our next book. Let's look in the stats here, see what we can find. Let's read something a little different. Oh, you know what? We're going to read this one. This one's not different. This one is one of our archival pieces. For those of you who were not here since the beginning, this one is probably one of my favorite children's books. Hey, Lauren, welcome in. Lauren, I haven't seen you in a bit. Good to see you. This is one of my favorites. I would say this is probably my number one favorite children's book. The Hair-Shaped Hole. The Hair-Shaped Hole. If you are an OG, you know this one. We love a good end page. We love a good end page in children's literature. Andrew Parr, thank you so much for the repost. I really appreciate that. The Hair-Shaped Hole. The illustrations in this one are really good. Marcy, you remember this one? Yeah, this one's a really good one. Yeah, a very pretty blue. I agree. With some leaves. Bertle and Hurtle were always a pair, though one was a turtle and one was a hare. Oh, hey Bree, welcome in. Yes, a live classic. You're right. Yes, Bree has been with us since 1 of October, so she's familiar with Bertle and Hurdle. They were utterly buddies and best friends forever, and whenever you looked, you would find them together. So Bertle and Hurdle, very best friends. You might think their friendship was doomed to disaster, for Bertle was slower and Hurdle was faster. While Hurdle was never at home in the water, no matter the number of tips Bertle taught her. So Bertle and Hurdle, Bertle, they are the exact opposite. One was faster, one was slow. One was water friendly, the other one wasn't. Yeah, it's a very cute book. But Hurdle was patient and Hurdle was kind, so Hurdle would never leave Bertle behind. And if Hurdle Hare never learned how to swim, well, Bertle was there and she counted on him. Yes, opposites attract. Thank you so much, Brie. Right, Brie? We've been through it. You're right. I'm so glad you're my buddy. So glad you're my friend. It's you and me always. We're friends to the end. They both used to say this. They both felt the same. Until quite unexpectedly, the end came. So here you have Bertle and Hurdle enjoying. I love it. Thank you so much, Books Night. Enjoying the evening together. Very fitting. It says, until the end came. And so we see the sun setting. We see the sun is setting. We wonder why is the sun setting on these two? Yes, we love a good moon too. One day, there were two of them, Turtle and Hare. The next day, poor Bertle, his friend, wasn't there. She just wasn't there. There was nothing to see but a hole in the air where a hare ought to be. So we don't get a reason why Turtle or Hurdle wasn't there. We just know that she's no longer there. And look at Bertle. Yeah, his sidekick. Here's Bertle's little shelter. He's got like a little a door. He's got a potbelly stove inside of his kitchen there. We love a good potbelly stove. Yeah, she better be on vacation. Bree, you're in for it. She's just no longer there. Yeah, a good grass shack. You're right. And then the little flowers here on the end. So pretty. Bertle at first thought it couldn't be true. When his friend disappears, what's a turtle to do? So he searched high and low, and he searched far and wide. He looked all around the hole, and he looked deep inside. So he's searching all over for his friend. He can't find his friend. We just see a silhouette. He looked in the stream and he looked underground. She was nowhere he looked. She was nowhere to be found. And the only reminder she'd ever been there was a cold, empty, hurdle-shaped hole in the air. He's looking everywhere for his friend. She left a dark pit in his heart. Then Bertle got angry. He quite lost control, and he shouted, I hate you, you horrible hole. So leave me alone. Go get lost. Go away. But a hole's just a hole. It had nothing to say. And it hung there beside him, a constant reminder that Hurdle had gone and that no one could find her. Guys, isn't this a great page? It's a great way to illustrate anger, especially in a children's literature book. Red. It doesn't look scary. It doesn't look off-putting. The words are positioned correctly. Mhm. His voice hoarse and raw, Bertle started to plead. Tell me, hole in the air, is there something you need? If I give you my toys, if I'm good every day, will you bring Hurdle back and will you go away? But the hole simply hung there all empty and black. It did not go away, nor did Hurdle come back. Oh. So we get a book that's giving us these different stages of grief. Anger, pleading, disbelief. Then Bertle the turtle felt weak with despair, alone with his cold, empty hole in the air. He let out a sob and then, with a shiver, sat miserably down on the bank of the river. Oh, acceptance. Oh, thank you so much for that. I really appreciate that. And there, without Hurdle the hare by his side, he cried and he cried and he cried. And he cried. He felt sorrow seize him and sadness surround him. And that was where Gerda, the kindly bear, found him. Now Gerda was gentle and Gerda was steady, so she waited with Bertle until he was ready. So we've talked about chapters. One chapter ends, and then the universe sends you somebody new. Gerda was gentle, Gerda was steady, so she waited with Bertle until he was ready. She didn't force him. She didn't ask him to do anything else. She just waited. She cuddled the small turtle child as he cried and let him feel all he was feeling inside. Aww! Till at last Bertle said with a sad little cry, why did she have to go, Gerda Bear? Why? And why is this horrible hole in the air here to remind me that Hurdle's not there? Then he felt Gerda sigh and he felt Gerda stir. And she said as he buried his face in her fur, little Bertle, I'm old, so much older than you. Let me tell you some things that I know to be true. Yes, very deep. We love a good, deep book in children's literature. So there's Hurdle, Bertle, and Gerda. This is a well-written book, and so are the illustrations, because we've noticed that he's finally turned away from the shadow. All this time he's been looking for her. And it's the first time, now that he has somebody to walk him through. Yeah, the rabbit came back. Now that he's able to face it with somebody, he's able to turn away from the hair-shaped hole. Life is not always happy. You'll find as you grow that sometimes a person you love has to go. Sometimes they move away, sometimes they die, and sometimes they leave without saying goodbye. There's no getting rid of this hole in the air. If you take away nothing, well, nothing's still there. You can't just ignore it or lose it or hide it. Instead, you can fill it, put something inside it. Look at how pretty this blue is. And these yellows. Pops of yellow in the back. and the browns. There's no getting rid of this hole in the air. If you take away nothing, well, nothing's still there. You can't just ignore it or lose it or hide it. Instead, you can fill it. Put something inside it. Stargirl, isn't it? This is a really deep, profound book. Think of all the things you and Hurdle have done, all the games you have played, all the ways you've had fun. All the times you helped each other and supported and shared, all the dozens of ways that you showed that she showed you she cared. Then speak out those memories, speak them out loud. Let the emptiness know that you're grateful and proud. To have known her, it's hard, but I'll help you begin it. Speak those memories into the hole. Put them in it. So there's Gerda and Bertle. They're looking at all the memories that they have. All the memories that they shared together. Filling that hole with memories. And then look at what's happening to the hair-shaped hole. It's getting a little bit of color. Getting a little bit of color. This is a very good teachable book. I agree. It was hard to begin with, but Bertle spoke. His memories of Hurdle's bright friendship awoke. And telling the whole why he'd never forget her, he slowly began to feel just a bit better. Yes, Bree, Ensign, I agree. Mm-hmm. Yeah, friends come and go, but life still goes on. Yeah, and not necessarily die, but sometimes friends just move. Or a chapter ends. Hey, Barbie, thank you so much for the follow. So he's able to face those memories with a smile rather than be upset. He can think of all the fun that they had. And then look at the hair. It's getting more color. It's getting more color. The colors in this are really good. These oranges and reds and yellows. Then Gerda said, "Now take your memories home. They'll help you whenever you're sad and alone. From the first of the year to the last of December, keep them close by your side and always remember." Bertle stood still and he thought for a while. And then, with a nod and a sad little smile, he hugged his friend Gerda. He turned around and... oh, look at Hurdle, all filled now with colors, memories. That's a sweet picture. His little glasses coming up. Mitchizzy, thank you so much for that. Mm-hmm. He went home with his memories, hand in hand. Aww! He's able to face his memories now. He was upset. Look at Gerda. And then there he is walking along with his friend. Look at how pretty these pictures are, though. These deep oranges and pinks. Mm-hmm. And browns. And these little pops of color here at the bottom. Pops. And then, guys, we love a good book that doesn't give us any words in one of the pages, and we have to kind of discern what happened. So Gerda the bear, she healed Bertle and Hurdle from their memories. And then look at what we find here. Hey Liz, welcome in. We find that Gerda the bear had her own death in the family. Maybe her friend, maybe her spouse. but she learned from her own experience and she had her own memories. So she was able to pass that on to little Bertle. And we love a good moon in children's literature. Yes, Tanya, a very good story. This has to be one of the best books ever. The end. The Hair-Shaped Hole. Anytime you want to read a book about death or maybe how to work through pain, yes, Liz, a classic. You came in just at the right time. The end. You guys got really strong titles tonight. Really good ones. We started with Frog and Toad, Storybook Favorites. We love a good anthology. Heather Genser, yes. We followed that up with another archival piece, Room on the Broom. A Halloween special, Room on the Broom. Wonky Donkey's Big Surprise, 3. From the Wonky Donkey collection. And then we ended it with the Hair-Shaped Hole. Definitely 4. Definitely 4. This is a good one. Alrighty, let's set the timer for 1 minute. Hey Siri, set the timer for 1 minute. We're halfway at our goal. We didn't quite reach it. But that's okay. Books and Babe, I love them all tonight, especially the donkey in here. Yeah, those are good ones. Books and Babe 4. Book Cromer 4, a classic. Yes, I agree. Tanya 4, Barbie. Yet. Tanya, how's work going? Are you at work? 1 minute of tapping so that we can get to 40K if we can. Bree Ensign 4. Yes, 4 is a good one. A lot of people like the 4th book. Oh, not good. Ready to walk out. Oh no. Not a good. How's your head doing? How is your the back of your head doing? Yeah, Liz, when you pat the pumpkin, it turns on and off. So there's 1, 2, 3, and then it turns off. It turns off on its own, but it's very cute. You guys, you can get this off of, you can get these off the TikTok shop. They're selling like a set now, like 5 of them for, I think like, I forgot, like 20 bucks or something. Oh, that one. I love bright. You know me and my colors. I love our colors. So I like the 3rd one. It has to be seen. Thank you so much, Books and Babe, for the chilies. For those of you who just joined us, who weren't here with us yesterday, on Wednesday for Project Wednesday, we are going to be making Halloween spiders that we will then hang from the tree, the Halloween tree. So stay tuned for that. It's good, better. My son cut his eye today on the coffee table and now has, oh no. Tanya, I'm sorry to hear that. I hope he feels better. I hope the two of you feel better too. Yeah, a spooky spider. You gotta dress them up. They can't be too scary. But just know that at midnight, all the ornaments come alive and they walk around the neighborhood, scaring people. And then they come back on the tree, and then after they've caused mischief in the neighborhood, and you hear the cop cars and the sirens and the ambulance, that's when they all come running back up and get back up on the tree. Alrighty, friends, thank you so much for the 30,000 likes. Right, Liz? You gotta see those ring videos. Yeah, I have my own little army. Thank you guys so much for the 30,000 likes. Also, thank you for all those gifts. You guys did really good today. Thank you so much for those. I will be posting the thank yous for those, so keep an eye on that. For those of you who are on the East Coast, it is 11:13. If you plan on staying up past midnight, we will be back on again at midnight. For those of you who are in the central time zone, we'll be back on at 11. For those of you who are on the west coast, we'll be back on at 9, which is about 50 minutes from now. A little less than 50 minutes. Thank you guys so much for everything. I really appreciate it. Starship, welcome in. We will be back again in 50 minutes with fresh new titles. Oh, Liz, you'll see. Okay, Liz, how's everything going with the job? No new layoffs or anything. I hope everything's going good. We'll be back again in 50 minutes, and we will have all new, fresh titles. All right, everyone, have yourselves a good night, and we will see you in a bit. Okay, Buxman, it's good and no new layoffs. Oh, okay, good. That's good to hear. Alrighty, friends, have yourselves a good night, and we will see you in a bit. Charlie Brown in 15 minutes. I love it, Chizzy.